Hey everyone, welcome to another Pioneer video here on Magic Arena. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. So today we are playing some mono-white equipment. So this is a pseudo kind of Hammer Time deck, but it's slightly repackaged around the fact that we can now run Cloud, Midgar, Mercenary, which is 2 white for a 2/1, legendary human soldier, Mercenary. When it enters, search your library for an equipment card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. And as long as it's equipped, if an ability of Cloud or an equipment attached to it triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. So it's there's a fair few new cards in this deck, which we will talk through in a minute, but this is a bit of a toolbox deck, so you basically just go and get whichever equipment you want. So we do have all of our equipment. I've just moved into one row here, but we've got one column. Yes, it's a column, it's not a row. So we are running 2 copies of the Colossus Hammer, which we can go and get. Shadow Spear as our anti-aggro piece of equipment. Celestial Armor, which is a relatively new one, but running the full 4 copies of this, just because it protects the creature when it enters, but also gives it +2/+0 and flying, and can attach straight away, which is a nice little bonus if we don't have Sigarda's Aid on the battlefield. Buster Sword, new equipment that not only gives the creature +3/+2, but lets us draw cards and play things. Then we've got our Scalpel, Sword of Forge and Frontier, and Sword of Once and Future, which have the advantage in this deck of not only giving us kind of protection from various colours, but also with Cloud's ability, the deals combat damage to a player ability of these swords triggers twice, so we do get to do it more than once, which is pretty spicy. So yeah, and then a Sword of Vengeance as well, just a slightly different kind of sword, but yeah, this one just with lots of keywords. So yeah, equipments that we can go and get. We are running the Sigarda's Aid package as well, so we do have that kind of Hammer Time Sigarda's Aid ability. We are, in terms of new cards, also running Adelbert Steiner, which gets big kind of, 2/1 lifelink is pretty good in the era of kind of aggro, but getting bigger and bigger for each equipment you control is also pretty good. And then Zac Fair, which comes in as a 1/2, and then we can sacrifice it later to not only protect another creature, perhaps a Cloud, but also put all of Zac's counters and equipment onto that creature. Then playing around with the rest of the deck, so SRAM is our... it's giving me 2 different printings of that. That's quite annoying. SRAM, which is our kind of card draw engine, Sheltered by Ghost for some additional removals, Lauren's Escape for protecting our creatures. So yeah, it's a pretty self-explanatory deck, quite low to the ground. Then in terms of lands, we've got a couple of Mutavaults just in case we do need a creature to just play and then stick a hammer on for a turn just to close out the game. Plaza of Heroes protecting our legendary creatures, Scavenger Grounds acting as a bit of graveyard hate as well, and an Iganjo. Sideboard, Authority of the Consuls, just slowing the opponents down who are trying to do aggro things. Requisition Raid, some pretty versatile artifact and enchantment removal. Restoration Magic, another new card, but again, kind of protecting all of our stuff. Excalibur 2, or Excalibur the Second, which is the other new equipment in the sideboard for this one, but again, against those aggro decks, this being a good kind of life gain card is pretty important. 4 copies of Get Lost, just some additional removal if we need it. Lion Sash, which is our graveyard hate that's also an equipment. And then 1 Halvar, God of Battle, which gives all of our creatures that are enchanted or equipped double strike. And has some additional equipment advantage, and can be an equipment itself. So yeah, this will be an interesting one to bring in certain matchups. But yeah, just 1 in the sideboard, as it's relatively expensive. So yeah, that is the deck. Interested to see how this one does. There is certainly a strong equipment theme in Final Fantasy, so it'll be interesting to see whether these new cards can give this deck a little bit more punch. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Let's take it on to the ladder. Okay, we're on the draw. The opponent still thinks they're playing Explorer. Yeah, I mean, this hand's not amazing. Yeah, now it's terrible. That was always going to be the slight risk with keeping that hand, was that we'd get smacked in the face by a Thoughtseize. 2 copies of Cloud. Not the best draw we could have had there. Three copies of Cloud. Well, I'm being punished. Just going to adjust the volume slightly. It's quite loud. There we are. I think I'll get Sword of Once and Future here. It's gives us protection from black. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot more of this Soaring Thought Thief deck and the yeah, it's become a sort of hybrid ninjutsu and all of the rest of it package. It's kind of interesting. Okay, well, we'll play Sword of Once and Future. Fine. I would, of course, liked to have equipped that straight away, but sadly they took my Sagada's aid, which was very cheeky of them. Okay, I'm about to get Kaito'd, I fear. No, just another Moon Circuit Hacker. Well, that's pretty good. It's going to draw them plenty of cards. Alright, well, let's play Adelbert. Then I think we can just hold up Iganjo. Just kill some of this stuff. Yep. So I definitely want to prevent the ninjutsu here, so I think I'll take this out pre-blockers. Then I'll block the hacker with Cloud, as I've got more copies of it. Okay, now we are at least going to get Kaito'd. Fine. Okay. It's all Cloud all the time, is it? Aha! Well, more fool you, because I got another one. So what do I want here? So I could get Buster Sword. That feels like a decent shout here. But maybe I just want Celestial Armor. I don't know, Buster Sword gives me the ability to play more stuff. I think let's go as hard as we can here. Okay, they're just going to take it away again. Fair enough. You do you. Okay, that I can kind of live with. Ooh, yes, Shadow Spear for definite. Let's stick it on old Adelbert. That's fine. We'll pass the turn. Yeah, go on, have the extra card. Treat yourself. Tiny Bones is interesting. Ooh, I like drawing Zach Fair, so let's put him into play. That at least gives us something to block Tiny Bones with, and then I'll get Sword of Forge and Frontier down. Okay, well, we may as well try. I don't like this sticking that's going on here. So I get 2 of these triggers. Do at least get to play the land. Okay, I can kind of live with that. It's all a bit back and forth at the moment, isn't it? Okay, I'm glad they drew just a land there. Okay, and Mutivolt's a nice little addition, so let's play SRAM. Equip it with Shadow Spear. Give it the Sword of Forge and Frontier as well. Now, I imagine they'll try and draw a card. Just because they need to, yeah, draw as much stuff as possible. Interesting. Shieldred's a card, but it's not. Okay, well, I'm going to play Zach Fair. Because that lets me protect my SRAM. Okay, no it doesn't. Okay, how should I do this? So I could fire up Mutavolt. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is fire up Mutavolt, put Sword of Forge and Frontier on it, then attack. They're forced to block with Shieldred. And I'm going to protect it with Zach Fair. That kills Shieldred. Play Zach Fair once again. Fire up my man Mutavolt. Stick Sword of Forge and Frontier on it. Go to attacks. I mean, if they've got 2 removal spells, congratulations, I suppose. Okay, that picks up the sword. And now they've got a Thought Thief as well, sure thing. They are going to have to block. Yep. Okay, well, let's put Shadow Spear on this. Eventually they're just going to not draw stuff that kills my things anymore. So let's play Sword of Forge and Frontier. Fire up Mutavault. Attach the sword to the Mutavault. Okay. They're still going. I kind of admire it, to be honest. Right, okay. So I'll play Colossus. Well, just fire up this. Stick the Sword of Forge and Frontier on it. Stick the Shadow Spear on it. Hooray! I think I have actually now won. I mean, I admire their sheer gumption for staying alive there. That was impressive. Okay, so Dimir mid-range things. I do quite like the way this is configured for what the opponent's doing. Authority of the Consuls feels a bit weak against Ninjutsu. I think I probably do want Get Lost, just as a clean answer to Kaito. I think Sword of Forge and Frontier can come out. Is Sheltered by Ghosts any good? I think it's okay. Yeah, maybe I'll just have 3 Get Losts. Trim a Celestial Armor and a Colossus Hammer. The whole hammer thing feels a bit weak when all of our creatures die to Fatal Push. But considering how bad our opening hand was that it immediately got Thought Seized, I think that actually went reasonably well. Okay, this is a better hand. This is no doubt a better hand. No? No, you disappoint me. Okay, let's get Albert Steiner into play, just because I think he's a little more expendable than old Cloud. This is an interesting little standoff we're in here. I think I'm just going to play Cloud. And let's go grab Sword of Once and Future. Kaito Shizuki, eh? Okay, okay. Well, let's see what old Albert Steiner can do for us here. Play Sword of Once and Future. They may have Fatal Push. Seems likely that they do. Yeah. No? Okay. Marvellous. So this now having protection from black, basically, and blue, makes it almost impossible for the opponent to deal with. They can Otawara it. That they can do.
There's no secret I can't uncover.
Ooh, baby. Ooh, that's very satisfying. We didn't get to Buster Sword. I definitely would have done that next turn, but that's hella satisfying, that is. Good first match. Oof. Well, that felt good, that first match. Yep, this is a decent opening hand. Leyline of the Guild Pact. This is an interesting one. I think, given that this is almost certainly mono-green, I think I'm fine to play Zac. If the opponent was obviously presenting removal, I'd be slightly more concerned. What do I want here? I probably want... this is a tricky one actually, because they're probably going to have quite an explosive start. Might just take the Sword of Vengeance. Oh, that's rough. Yep, they can add 6 more green mana now.
The ocean surges, life thrives.
Okay, well that could have been worse, I suppose. But I am now out of land, which is pretty rough. So... send both of these at Kiora. Yeah, I think I'll take that trade.
I've got that sinking feeling again.
I don't like it. Don't like it. Okay, I don't mind another ley line. That's all they do. Got 10 green mana. It's all looking quite spicy, to be honest. As soon as they draw a big creature, then we are in big trouble.
Let's get moving.
Okay, well that's something anyway, so send both of our creatures at Kiora. I think that's flash in Celestial Armor. Draw a card. Stick that on SRAM. Ooh, Beseiju. Okay. Well, that's a decent draw for them. It does at least let me grab another land. So that's something.
Leave my squids alone.
Now I just really need them to blank for one turn. Good, okay. I mean, they can turn their Lair of the Hydra into a pretty big creature here, but...
One drop ripples and grows.
Okay. So it's on the hook for 17 damage, potentially, here. Yep. I don't love it. So I go to 3. God, what a weird set of games. So I think I'll just play Sword of Fortune Frontier. Draw a card. Really desperate for land. Send in SRAM. Okay. Feels like I'm pretty dead here. Yeah, I think if I draw one more land, I've probably gotten away with that. This might be a bit of a tough matchup, but let's try putting in some get losts, requisition raids as well. Trim sort of once in future. Probably don't need Lauren's Escape. Or Shadow Spear in this matchup. It's a tough one. You're just a bit stunted on mana there. Yep. Oh, decent. I think I will just take that away. Slow down the opponent as much as possible. Yeah, okay, that's good. So, yeah, we'll play Cloud. Let's go fetch Sword of Fortune Frontier. Okay, I like not triple green. Kiora.
Not to brag, but my friend's kind of a big deal.
So how do I want to do this? So I'll play Sigarda's Aid. Then, so playing Sword. Yeah, so that gives me enough damage to do 6, which I think is fine.
Now I'm salty.
To be honest, I think Sword is probably better. With it doesn't matter too much. I think that this is only gonna.
Flash.
Okay, going wild on the Outcast Trailblazers. Let's see what we can draw here. Okay, that's pretty good. So I'll play SRAM. Stick Sheltered by Ghosts on here again. Yeah, let's kill that before they start drawing any more cards.
Bet you've never been hugged by a kraken before.
Do I care that much about Kiora? I mean, I'm all in on this Zac Fair, but... Okay, Troll is fine. What does this do? Destroy target artifact, destroy target enchantment, with a +1/+1 counter on. Well... Yeah, let's just do that. That gives me a 2-turn clock with my Zac Fair now. Can play old Adelbert. I could move the Sword of Fortune Frontier here, but I think just leaving this with protection from green is probably better. So I'll probably have quite an explosive turn this turn, but the question is, can I actually win? Or gain life in some way? I'm on 38, so I think they'll struggle to kill me this turn. So I've still got some pretty spicy creatures to attack with as well. An enchantment, okay. See if I care.
The ocean surges, life thrives.
Okay, so they've got 9 mana to play with, and they've used Kiora. Botheration. Okay. Yikes. Well, I mean, they're gonna sack this, so I've kind of got to do it now. I mean, I could have done this at end of turn, I suppose. That was probably better. But they are going to take control of me this turn. Well, I'm being uber punished here. Yeah, okay, you can have that one. Yeah, I was pretty dead from the moment they cast Emrakul, to be honest, but yeah, no, fair enough. I was not expecting that, and they had the thing. That's a shame, because I feel like Emrakul is the only answer they had in their deck. So yeah. Yeah, well, such is life. I think I'll hold Zac in my hand until I know what I'm up against here. Okay, they can take my Sword of Vengeance, which is quite annoying. Okay, Cloud's good, so let's play Cloud. Go fetch Sword of Once and Future. There goes my sword. Play SRAM, I'll play Zac. I'm having to be a little bit playing open now, just because... Yeah, okay, they've got all the removal in the world. Just play old Adelbert. Oh, go away! Jesus! I mean, what a hand. Oh yeah, thanks. Really great. Really good. So either they've missed through not knowing what the cards do, but I think I'm gonna have to try. Let's see if we can make this work. Okay, that worked. Yes. Okay, well that is a card. I am currently outpacing them though. It's all about the top decks now. Oh god, I've spilled Coke. "24 life. They go to 7. Oh, this is very back and forth, isn't it? So they're now on 8, which I am presenting lethal for. Not quite. Ooh, that'll do. Yeah, if I target Adelbert, draw a card, go to 11, pick off. No, I'll just pick that out of the way now. I've got a card I can discard. Attack the all. Okay, now I'm just going to do some tidying up before I sideboard. Okay, so despite being dressed to heck, we were actually able to win that game, which feels pretty good. So I think I want Restoration Magic here. I kind of want Halvar as well, I think, as a way of bringing stuff back. I want at least a couple of Get Losts. I think Get Lost is probably slightly better than Sheltered by Ghosts here, just because they run so much removal. Let's get rid of Forge and Frontier. Hammer is a good way of winning out of nowhere, I suppose. So yeah, let's keep that in. Trim Sword of Vengeance. Maybe. Celestial Armor also feels pretty good. Maybe I'll trim one Get Lost. I'm disappointed I haven't got to use the Buster Sword properly yet, but one day, one day. This is a good showing for the Mirrodin swords, though. I've seen this somewhere before. I think I will just play... Will I play Zac? No, I don't think I will. Okay. Play Cloud. They've got removal for him, which is fine. I'll go get Sword of Once and Future. Dreams of Steel and Oil. Okay. I think I'll just get Sword of Once and Future down. Then if they ever tap out, I'm going to give Cloud or something else protection from... Okay, so I think let's play Cloud. Grab... Let's grab Celestial Armor. Play Zac Fair. Now I've got several ways of protecting my creatures. No discards. Don't love that. I think I'll just take the damage here. Protect both my creatures, I think is fine. Okay. Thoughtseize me, bro. I assume they've got a hand packed full of removal, but... No, just a Trespasser. Okay, well, I can kind of live with that. Right, let's equip Sword of Once and Future. So we get 2 Surveil triggers. Yeah, let's get rid of both of those. Play the Restoration Magic. Gain some life. I think we'll keep Mutavault on top. Say go. Yeah, I'll take the damage. Okay, this feels pretty good. Having multiple ways to protect Cloud feels quite good. So, let's send him in, play Celestial Armor. Stick it on Cloud. Now I can hit them for 6. Get 2 Sword of Once and Future triggers. Okay, we should be relatively good from here. Nice. That doesn't help them deal with the protection. Yeah, I think they're super dead here. Glutton can gain them 1 life. 1 life? 1 life. That'd be enough. Because my creature has flying, and it has protection from black. So none of your creatures can block it. Milado. Boom! Straight in the kisser. Ooh, that felt good. Okay. That was a pretty good showing for the deck. It crumbled a little bit in front of mono green, but that doesn't necessarily surprise me, considering that deck can kind of just go over the top of this one. Interesting stuff. So I should have quite a few packs to open here, including a golden pack. There, let's see what cards we get. Oh, yeah, 4. Jesus. What does this one do? Huh. It's a lot of text. A Realm Reborn. Yeah, that's not a constructed card. These adventure lands are quite interesting. This is probably one of the better ones. Yeah, I wonder if they'll see play. The Wind Crystal. Yeah, the crystals are interesting. Probably try and build around the blue one at some point. Okay, some cards there. So yeah, that was mono white equipment. Yeah, that felt powerful. Nice to see the swords come into their own a little bit. Yeah, those both did some good stuff actually in those matches. The ability to double trigger them with Cloud is quite spicy, particularly if you don't have to pay the slight. The problem with these in constructed Magic is that they're just a little bit too slow and expensive. But if you take away the cost of having to equip them and also like double their triggers, then suddenly they become quite a bit spicier for 2025. So yeah, that was good. Cloud was great. Adalbert Steiner was surprisingly good as well as a just massive life gain creature when you've got lots of equipment. And Zach just sitting on the battlefield, making it really hard for the opponent to kind of do anything about our souped up creature with all of the equipment on. That was pretty good too. Yeah, no, I was impressed by that. Good deck. So yeah. But let me know what you think in the comments. Here's the deck list. It's in the description as usual. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe as ever. Contribute to the Coffee account if you feel like supporting the channel. I do greatly appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you next time.